Welcome back to the basic manufacturing technology class. In today's class, I am going to teach the next topic in the lathe and lathe work. So that is the classification of lathe and different types of lathe. So in the previous class, we discussed what is the need or what is the importance of lathe machine in manufacturing processes. So now in the today's class, we are supposed to discuss various types of lathe machines. So the types of lathe machines are classified based on different criteria. The lathe machines may be classified based on the design of lathe machine, or in sometimes the lathes are classified based on the construction also, in sometimes based on the use or usage. So the example for this one designer, capstan lathe and turret lathe. So based on the design, the lathes are capstan lathe and turret lathe. They are designed for producing mass production purpose. And next, construction. So based on that particular one, how that particular lathe is constructed. So example, if a particular lathe machine is simply mounted on a bench, generally if the lathe machine is a smaller size, which is used for producing small components, so then it should not require a more number of mechanisms. It requires less mechanisms. So whenever a particular machine requires fewer mechanisms or lesser mechanisms, means its components attached to the construction or the bulkiness of that particular machine is also less. So whenever it is having that particular similar small size, so in that case, that particular small machine is mounted on a bench, workbench. So that is the bench lathe. And if that particular lathe machine is assembled on a large bed and which is used to produce a large component, a bigger size components, so then it requires, whenever that particular job size increases, it requires normally more amount of power for that particular rotation. So in that particular case, the size of the motor attached to that particular machine is of higher capacity, around 3 to 5 HP motor, horsepower motor is required. So in that particular case, it required a rigid construction, because whenever motor size increases, so obviously it is used only for larger components. Whenever large components are supposed to be processed, so more amount of force is applied, more amount of vibrations are produced. So due to the production of more vibrations and due to the running speed of that particular high capacity motor, vibrations produced or vibrations transmitted to the bottom of the machine is also increases. To observe that particular vibrations, so the base of that particular one is required should be strong. So that why the particular large size or that particular lathe which is intended to produce large components or large size components requires a large size bed. So that is called as the engine lathe. So likewise, based on the design, they are called as the turret lathe, capstan lathe or automatic lathe. They are designed for that particular specific purpose. And based on the construction, they are classified as engine lathe, bench lathe, like that one. And next, use. We are having special purpose lathe machines. Some lathe machines are used only for copying purpose. That means simply to produce similar components. Some lathe machines are used only for thread cutting processes. So they are designed only, they are used for a particular specific application purpose. So that particular lathe machines are called as special purpose lathe machines. So all these are the classification of lathe machines based on these three criteria. So either based on the design, or based on the construction, or based on the use. So based on these three classifications, lathe machines are having different types. So these are the classification of lathe machines. Next, we are supposed to discuss what are the types of lathes based on the above classification. Speed lathe. So the speed lathe. So whenever we want to produce a small component, simple component, we are using speed lathe whose speed is very more. Next one, engine lathe. Next one is the bench lathe. Just now we discussed the speed lathe, engine lathe, and bench lathe. They are classified based on the construction. Next, tool room lathe. This tool room lathe is classified based on the usage or application. Next, turret lathe, capstan lathe. This turret lathe and capstan lathe are classified based on that particular design. They are designed with specific features, specific applications. So next lathe, special purpose lathe. This special purpose lathe is used. The special purpose lathe comes under the classification of use or usage or application. So next one more lathe is automatic lathe. This automatic lathe is also classified under construction, under design. With a particular designs, this automatic lathe is designed. So now we are supposed to discuss various types of different types of lathe machines. Just now what do we discuss? In generally, if anyone is asked, what are the different types of lathes? Either if you attend for a competitive exam, or either if you attend a board interview, so then simply they may ask, what are the various types of lathes? Can you state any 4 different types of lathe machines? In that situation, in that case, there is no need to describe, there is no need to explain the function or the purpose of the lathe machine. Remember carefully, if you are asking, if the question faced by you is list 4 different types of lathes, or what are the different types of lathes, then there is no need to explain this particular description or the specific function or purpose of this particular machines. Simply the answer is supposed to be stated. If the required answer is any 4 types of lathe machines, among this one you may choose any 4. In some situations you are supposed to give answer for 6 different types of lathe. So in that particular case, you are supposed to state, you are supposed to mention any 6 or 8 also. In some situation, you may be asked either 8 questions also. So this is the simple concept. Not only understand the concept, it is very, very important to produce the suitable required answer. That is also very important. If you are supposed to complete answer within 2 minutes, you are supposed to simply state only. So based on the time and based on that particular expectations only, we are supposed to give either only names or state, or we are supposed to go for description. Now we are supposed to discuss about what is the important function or what is the specific purpose of all these machines. So the very first one is the speed lathe. So if you observe, the speed lathe consists very simple mechanism, simple construction. Earlier we observed a construction of an engine lathe. The size of the engine lathe is a very bulky and it is having more attachments. But whereas if you observe the speed lathe, the attachments provided to this particular machine is very fewer numbers. Why this particular speed lathe required very fewer number means here the particular components produced are simple components which requires high speed. So whenever that particular size of that particular one increases, in generally what happen? The speed of the speed of that particular job is supposed to be reduced. Here this particular machine is intended to produce small components. So that's why what happened? This particular lathe machine requires high speed. So here how that particular required high speeds are produced? If we are observing, here one stepped pulley is provided. Here one stepped pulley is provided. So by using the particular stepped pulley, by wearing the position of this particular belt, we may provide variable speeds. In some situation, if the material may be somewhat hard material, in that case, we are supposed to choose slow speed. Whenever we want to apply slow speed, then the belt position is supposed to be placed over the larger pulley. Or otherwise, if the diameter is very small or the material is very soft material, very simple. It requires high speed. It requires a high speed. During that condition, or for that particular special application purpose, the belt position should be placed over the small size pulley. So here in this particular diagram, we are visualizing a stepped pulley of 3 different sizes. So based on the required speeds, based on that particular size of that particular machine, based on the purpose, in some situation, the stepped pulley may consist even 4 different sizes also. So all of you clear? That the important thing is, if that particular job size is somewhat larger, or if the material to be turned or the material to be processed is a hard material, in that particular case, this particular belt is supposed to be mounted or placed over the larger pulley. So that speed transmitted from that particular power source to this particular rotating of this particular job is decreases. That means the speed obtained is lower speed. Or otherwise, if the job size is small, or if it is a soft material, then high speed is required. Okay, why high speed is required? It may be completed or the job is processed within the less time. There is no problem, even though material is soft material or even though material is a smaller size one. Nothing, that there is no disadvantage if that particular spindle or job rotates with low speed. There is no disadvantage. The drawback or that particular problem is wastage of the time. So in order to complete that particular component within the less time, so as the job material is either soft material and small materials or smaller size, then that particular pulley belt is placed over the small size pulley. Here you are having another doubt. If that particular component is either larger size or if it is a hard material, then what happens if that particular belt is placed over the small size pulley? Then what happens? High speed should be transmitted to the job. The drawback or the problem is, whenever a component either is a hard material or if it is a larger size, if the cutting tool is in contact at that particular high speed with the job, so because of the high speed of the job and the job is the hard material or if it is a larger size, what happens? The cutting tool may blunt it earliest time. The cutting tool may blunt it earliest time. In some cases, if the material is too hard, what happens? Even the wearing of that particular cutting tool takes place. In addition to that, there are some chances for breakage of the cutting tool also. That's why remember, any machining operation, not only this particular lathe machine, any machining operation, if that particular material is hard, the cutting should be less. So that is the properties of material depends on that particular speed. If the material is soft material, or if the material is the ductile material, or if the material is the brittle material, then cutting speed should require high rate. Why that particular cutting speed should require at high rate means, even though cutting tool moves with high speed, so there is no chance of wear, there is no chance of breakage of cutting tool. there is no chance for blunting of the tool. So without any disturbance, that particular process is completed at that particular high speed. As the speed is high, that particular processing time should be decreases. So that is the reason why we are choosing, why we are opting either high speed for that particular soft materials or small components means just in order to complete that particular processing or that particular operation within the less time only. There is no problem or there is no disadvantage. Even the soft material or small size components are operated under slow speed also. The thing is only thing, the manufacturing timing is increases. Whenever manufacturing time increases, it is a drawback. So that's why in order to avoid that particular drawback only, the soft materials or small size components are processed under high speeds. So that is the reason why we are using variable speeds for various components. Now come to this particular speed lathe. Here what happens? So just now at the beginning of speed lathe we discussed this particular speed lathe is used for simple components and for small components. Simple means the operations required should not be complicated operations. They are required only simple operations like step turning or phase turning or taper turning. You should not require either knurling operation or thread cutting operations. So that's why the required attachments are very less. So whenever it is a simple component or small size components, it should be operated under high speed so that the component or the particular opera processed, the particular jobs are completed within the less time. So just now we discuss as that particular job is a simple one or small size one, it requires or it should be able to rotate under high speed. So simply by using that particular stepped pulley, the stepped pulley and this particular job all comes under headstock work. So why it is called as a speed lathe means that particular headstock spindle which houses the headstock spindle which houses or which carries stepped pulley and rotating center or rotating center also called as the live center. So the all the combination, what are all the combination? Live center or rotating center and this particular stepped pulley all are considered as the combination or attachment of all this one is called as the headstock spindle. So by using that particular power source, the headstock spindle should rotate under high speed. That's why this particular lathe machine is called as the speed lathe. Consists of simple headstock, tailstock and tool. Just now we discuss. So this particular speed lathe should not require more number of mechanisms because in this particular machine the operations carried are very simple operations. So that's why there is no need either to having either feed mechanism, either as having automatic lead screw mechanism that are not required. Only it carries headstock to which the job is assembled or mounted and a tailstock is required. Why the purpose of what is the purpose of tailstock? In order to support that particular rotating of the job. If that in some case what happens, the size of the job it may be small, but the length may be larger one. If that L by D ratio is more than 4, if the L by D ratio is more than 4, then what happens? The bending of the component during the rotating of it under high speed maybe takes place. Listen carefully. One side the L by D ratio is more than 4. That means the length of that particular job is more than that particular more than 4 times as compared to the diameter. As we discussed, this particular speed lathe is used for processing or for processing small components means generally the size is small. If its length is large, in that case L by D ratio is more than 4. That is the one factor. Another factor what happens? It is high speed. The headstock or job rotate under high speed. So what happens? One side due to larger length bending should take place. Another side what happened? Because of the high rotation also bending should takes place. So in order to avoid that particular bending for larger components, the other end is supported with the help of the tailstock. So that is the purpose of this particular tailstock, even for this particular speed lathe. Listen carefully. Here observe, the tailstock is required even though it should not having complicated attachments, even though it should not having very simple attachments, even though it carries only simple or smaller operations. The application of the tailstock is to support that particular job which rotates under high speed, and that to a larger lengths. And tool post. Tool post is very essential in order to place or to mount that particular cutting tool. It is not possible to hold the cutting tool within the hand position, because whenever that particular job rotates under high speed, the movement of that particular cutting tool, in lathe machines, the tool used is single point cutting tool. So the movement of that particular cutting tool by holding in the hands is not possible to move with uniform feed rate. So that's why what happened, that particular single point cutting tool is inserted, these are fixed in a tool post. So that what happened, the tool post may move either along parallel to the axis, or it may move perpendicular to the axis, or it may move inclined to the axis. So these three are the simple essential components for this particular speed lathe. Listen carefully. It should not have any gearbox. It should not have any lattice screw. It should not have any carriage. So why it should not require a gearbox means your automatic feed is not required. Your automatic feed is not given. We are giving only manual feeding. And the speeds required are very less number of speed ratios. As it required less number of speed ratios, we are using either 3 or 4 size stepped pulley. That is the reason the avoiding of gearbox. So gearbox is avoided because to change or the required speed ratios are only 3 to 4 only. Next, lead screw. What is the purpose or what is the function of the lead screw? The lead screw is used, main purpose or the major application or major requirement of lead screw is for thread cutting operations. So in this particular machine, at the beginning itself, we discussed this machine should not be useful for thread cutting operations or knurling operations. Even for knurling operation also, the automatic feed is required, hence the lead screw is required. But this machine is used only for simple operations. The lead screw is also eliminated. The lead screw is also eliminated. And carriage. So that particular tool post move either parallel to axis and perpendicular to axis by manual feed only. So automatic feed is not required or automatic feed is not given. That's why carriage is not at all required. So here the total movement of that particular cutting tool is with the help of the manpower only. So that is the reason the elimination of carriage also takes place. That means we required only fewer speed ratios. That's why gearbox is eliminated. As there is no need of to produce either thread cutting operation or knurling operation, lead screw is also eliminated. And the particular movement of the tool post, cutting tool, is given through the manual force only. So that's why this particular carriage is also eliminated. That's why simple speed lathe is designed without these three important elements. Whenever these three elements are avoided, simply you observe the size or the bulkiness of the machine is also very less. It should not be bulky. It should be very simple and smaller one. So this is the application or purpose of the speed lathe. After speed lathe, tools are hand operated. Just we discuss. As the tools are hand operated, the requirement of carriage is avoided. Adjustable slide is provided to support the cutting tool and carriage. Okay, so in this particular one, what happens? The carriage is provide some support to that particular tool post. That tool support will be provided with the help of the adjustable slide. Different speeds are obtained by cone pulley. We discussed already. Either 3 or 4 size stepped pulley is used for light machining operations, just like as step turning or facing operation or taper turning operations only. The next one is the engine lathe. So next, engine lathe. So this particular engine lathe is the bulky size. If you observe the comparison between the speed lathe and engine lathe, here it is having a carriage, this particular feed mechanism. All these are the bulky size one. Now we discuss about what is the special application or what is the special purpose of this particular engine lathe. Why speed lathe is not used for all the components? Just now we discussed it can be used only for small components and for simple operations only. Suppose if the component is larger one, it is not at all usable, or it requires a complicated application like thread cutting or knurling operation, then that particular speed lathe is not at all useful. So then how to perform this particular operations? In order to carry various or different types of operations on either small component or either in large component also, we designed or we are using, observe how this particular engine lathe is constructed. Observe the base of that particular one, how much it is having rigidity. And if you observe the headstock assembly, it consists of various mechanisms, spindle speed selector. So in that particular earlier one, in order to change the speed, that particular position of the belt is supposed to be changed from one pulley to another size pulley. But here it is not at all required. Simply by changing the spindle, by rotating this particular lever, by operating this lever, the required speed is supposed to be provided. So spindle, so this is the live center or rotating center. So as it is a, as the engine lathe is used to produce even larger component also, in order to hold that particular larger components, generally either 3-jaw check or 4-jaw check is assembled to that particular rotating center. So that particular spindle called as the headstock spindle consists external thread. So for that particular external thread of that particular spindle, this 3-jaw check is supposed to be assembled. This particular headstock carries different elements or more number of elements. In order to provide variable speed, it is having one speed selector. So the speed selector is connected with a gearbox. Inside this particular headstock, one gearbox is provided. So the gearbox transmits the required speeds. So in that way, that particular components are provided with a variable or suitable speeds. So next, if we are observing, this particular engine lathe is provided with a carriage. This is the tool post. This particular tool post is essential for any type of lathe machine. Even in the previous class we discussed the lathe machine used in the olden days, pedal lathe. Even for pedal lathe also, this tool post is required. So this particular carriage supports tool post, compound rest. In addition to that one, it supports the cross slide also. It supports the cross slide also. So the movement of the carriage causes movement of the tool post or compound rest or cross slide. So the major purpose of this particular carriage, is in order to mount all these combinations. In the previous one, only tool post is there. Compound rest and cross slide are not provided. That's why carriage is not essential in that particular previous speed lathe condition. And in addition to that one, here what happened? In order to provide or in order to carry different type of complicated or specific applications like thread cutting and knurling. For thread cutting and knurling operation, manual feeding is not at all suggestible. Manual feeding is not at all usable. In that particular case, the cutting tool is supposed to be moved. The cutting tool is supposed to be moved with uniform feed rate. The cutting tool is supposed to be moved with the uniform feed rate. For that particular purpose, the carriage is supposed to be moved with the help of this particular lead screw, and this particular feed rod. So that is the requirement or specific application of this particular carriage. So the carriage is moved parallel to the axis. The carriage is supposed to move parallel to the axis. Movement of this particular carriage perpendicular to the axis is not possible. In order to move the cutting tool perpendicular to the axis, in that case, the cross slide is supposed to be moved. At the same time, if the cutting tool is supposed to move in the inclined position or in the inclined direction, then compound rest is supposed to be moved in that particular inclined position. So the tailstock, the purpose of the tailstock is mainly to support that particular large jobs. The difference between the headstock center and the tailstock center, it is the live center. Why it is called as the live center? The center rotate with a particular speed, whereas this particular tailstock center, it should not rotate. Even though job is in contact, even though job is supported with this one, only job is supposed to rotate without rotation of this particular tailstock center. That's why the center of the tailstock also called as the dead center. So live center is termed as the spindle or center of the headstock, and dead stock means it is the spindle inserted within the tailstock. So in order to adjust, in order to place that particular, in order to adjust that, but in order to support of different length components, the tailstock is moved over the guideways of that particular bed. Also known as geared lathe. Already previously, during the visualization or during the observation of that particular drawing itself, we discussed all these things. Already we discussed. It is having gearbox. That means the required speeds for headstock center is provided with the help of the gear speed selector. So the speed selector causes changing the gear position so that required or suitable speed for headstock center is provided. Okay, so this particular engine lathe also called as the gear dead lathe. That is the reason why engine lathe is also called as the gear dead lathe. Means here the speeds required for headstocks are varied or changed with the help of the gear system or gear mechanism. So that's why it is known called as the gear dead lathe. The main parts are bed, because the total components, headstock, tailstock, carriage, all are placed over that particular bed. Simply says the bed is similar to the legs of a human being. How the total weight of the human being is placed over a legs. In the similar way, the total loads, that means headstock, tailstock, carriage, lead screw, feed change gearbox, all are mounted over the particular bed only. That's why it should be very rigid. Of course, we discussed in the later parts of lathe in the particular case. We discussed what are the material used, what are the different types of, for all these different tools that we should discuss in the elaborated case. Here the main parts for this engine lathe are bed, which carries all the remaining parts, headstock, tailstock, carriage, lead screw, and feed change gearbox. So here this particular stepped cone pulley or gear head is used for varying the speed. So generally the application of stepped cone pulley is limited very few cases only. In generally, majority of the engine lathes are used with gear head only for obtaining varying speeds. Tailstock is provided to facilitate the work between the centers. For small length components, the tailstock purpose is very limited. But whenever a longer job is supposed to be turned, it is very essential the application of the tailstock or the utilization of the dead center. In addition to that one, the tailstock also use the placing of the drills and tabs. Suppose if a particular hole is provided parallel to the axis or along the axis. In that particular condition, instead of using a drilling machine after completion of the process, after completion of the operations on lathe machines, the required size of hole is provided by placing the drill of suitable size within the tailstock dead center. So for that particular purpose, dead center is supposed to be removed. After removing the dead center, the sleeve is supposed to be inserted within that particular tailstock central hole. Within the central bore of tailstock center, after inserting that particular sleeve, now the sleeve is supposed to having adjustable check. So within that particular adjustable check, the drill is supposed to be inserted. So here we are supposed to observe the drills are provided, or the drilling operation is carried on lathe machine only if the drill location is exactly at the center only. If the required hole is at somewhat eccentric position from the center of that particular axis, it is not possible to make drilling operation or to provide holes on that particular components. And another time what happens, in sometimes for larger jobs, holes are supposed to be provided perpendicular to the axis also. In that condition also, the drilling operation should not performed on that particular lathe machine. So the drilling operation on either a small job or larger job is possible by using lathe machine only in one single case, that is whenever the hole position is exactly at the center of the axis only. Either if the drilling operation is with some distance from the axis or perpendicular to the axis, in that case drilling operation should not performed on lathe machines. Okay, so the next one is the cutting tools. However, the cutting tool always it should be placed within the tool post only. What it may be the tool position, what it may be the movement of the tool position. So the cutting tool either it may move parallel to axis or perpendicular to axis or inclined axis, that is different. The cutting tool always it should be placed within the tool post only. So here the cutting tools are controlled either by hand or power. Suppose if it is the simple plane turning operation or simple facing operations. So instead of making all these gear arrangements, in order to provide automatic movement for that particular cutting tools by with the help of the carriage, we are supposed to change or we are supposed to select the speed of the lead screw, all these things. So in that case, what happen, for a specific operations like thread cutting or knurling operations, we are using the cutting tool movement with the help of the power. Power means nothing but the carriage is supposed to be removed with the help of the rotation of the lead screw. So that is the that is the purpose of movement of cutting tool with the help of the power. So movement of the cutting tool with the hand means either carriage or cross slide or compound rest is moved with human effort. So then it is cutting tool controlled with the help of the manpower or hand power. Tools can be feed both in cross and longitudinal direction with respect to lathe axis. So whatever the type of lathe machine, remember or observe carefully. Always the cutting tool should be feed in longitudinal direction. Longitudinal direction means parallel to the axis, and cross means perpendicular to the axis. So in some cases, the tool may move inclined to the axis also. Carriage feed rod and lead screw are used to perform threading operations. Just now we discussed. So in order to provide automatic feed to the carriage, so that particular feed rod and lead screw both are supposed to be engaged. So it requires some time for engaging or disengaging. For that particular purpose only, for simple operations, this particular hand power is used. So in this way, we discussed so far speed lathe and engine lathe. So in the next class, we may discuss the remaining types of lathe machines. So that is the bench lathe and all these particular things.